Over the history of aviation, engineers have tried just about every possible twin-engine layout. Engines in the wings, under the wings, on top of the wings, in the nose, in the tail, tractor, pusher. Imagination went all out. And among the French combat aircraft in War Thunder, you'll find some of the strangest twin-engine machines of all: the VB.10 C-1 and the VB.10 O-2. The interesting part is, of course, the engines. At first glance, you wouldn't even guess there are two. But they're there. One engine sits in the classic position, in the nose, while the second one is mounted behind the pilot's cockpit. And both drive coaxial tractor propellers up front. Aviation nerds, if you remember any other aircraft built around this layout, drop them in the comments. This unusual arrangement brings real advantages. With no engines in the wings, drag is reduced, and coaxial props help cancel out torque. The result feels like a single-engine fighter, just with the power of two engines. In War Thunder, the translation is simple. The VB-10s are fast. Their climb rate isn't perfect, but the air spawn helps smooth that over. And once you're level, or diving, speed is absolutely not a problem. What you shouldn't do is commit to turning fights. The aircraft still weighs like a typical twin-engine fighter, so it bleeds energy quickly in sustained turns. The French trump card is the forward firepower. The C-1 mounts 4 20mm cannons in the wings. The VB-10 O-2 adds 6 heavy machine guns on top of that, 10 barrels total. It's basically a flying gun battery. In head-ons, the second version throws such a dense wall of rounds and shells that missing is practically optional. And that defines the main playstyle. Brutally honest, and just a little bit shameless. This French duo wants more head-ons. At the start of the match, climb as high as you can and read the situation. If the enemy is at your altitude, go head-on. If they're higher, back off a little, until you can go head-on anyway. And anyone below you gets carved up in a dive. At that point, it doesn't even matter how their aircraft comes apart. Another big plus is effective range. These planes can meaningfully fight at around 2 kilometers in head-ons and up to 1 kilometer when firing into a tail. That makes them a great way to train long-range gunnery. And remember, the farther you keep the enemy, the better it is for a heavy fighter. In combined battles, the VB-10s don't feel nearly as confident. They have no bombs or rockets, and their forward guns are truly effective mostly against light targets. The VB-10s are a pair of aircraft with a unique personality. They're weird, unfamiliar, and very effective in their role. They're not about elegant aerobatics or turn-based duels. This is all about speed, distance, and firepower. Catch that rhythm, and you'll be surprised how satisfying these oddballs are to fly.